As you know, you guys, Tippi Hedren, the beautiful star of the movie The Birds, which we're going to talk about the 50th anniversary today.
Can you believe it?
I can't believe it. You don't even look like you could be in a movie that was done 50 years ago. You look amazing. I'm not even kidding. Let me introduce you to everyone in the Hangout here, Tippi. We have Trev, who's hanging out with us from Yorkshire. He's in England. Paul is Trev? He's right here. By the way, I know that. This is our camera right here. And our microphone. But Trev is in England right now. He's hanging out with us.
Oh, I was looking around. Which chair is he sitting in?
No, he's right here. Paul Rustan is with us from Rhode Island. Layla is with us from Brazil this morning. Kim is in Kansas City. We have Kempton in Canada.
Hi, Tippi.
Justin is also in England. He's in Brighton. We have Diano, who's in Reno, Nevada, here in the U.S. Cliff is in New Jersey. And we have Ayub, who is also in Leicester. He's in England as well.
So this is amazing.
Isn't it wonderful?
Yes.
I just love social media and Google+. Are you in touch with social media in some way, some shape?
Well, yes, we do. You know, with the Shambhala Preserve and the Aurora Foundation.
Yes, which I want to talk to you about. Absolutely.
We're involved with that, but we don't do this kind of thing.
Oh, well, you need to start. There's some animal experts and who was that guy that travels? Is it Matthew? I can't remember his last name now, but he goes down to Africa and helps to save the elephants, and I can't remember his
Rhino, right?
Oh,
yeah, rhinos, yeah.
People from all over the world.
Oh, excellent.
And if you share this common theme with them, and you can help on such a larger global level.
Well, you know, now I've been working very, very hard to try to save the lions and tigers in the United States from being born here to be sold as a pet or for financial gain.
I don't know why people do that.
Now we're on a mission to save the African lion because they are not on the endangered species list, and this is very important. So I
was going to ask you about the Shambhala project, which you started years ago and still have.
Oh, I've been rescuing.
Yes, rescuing.
I'm in my 41st year.
Fantastic. Wow. Fantastic. Listen, I know that you guys have some questions for Tippi, but I just want to quickly just mention the fact that the Birds is celebrating its 50th anniversary. Of course, the famous Alfred Hitchcock movie. What are you doing to remember or commemorate that?
Famous film. There's a big thing going on tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah, I want to bring Tony. Tony, come in and talk.
Tony,
about this.
come give us the details.
Yeah.
The other Tony. Another Tony, another wonderful.
Here, we can share the chair.
Come move you over.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. We should get him another chair. Where
I'm
is
good.
myself? You're okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. You're taking a knee for us. You're awesome.
There's Red Line Tours is sponsoring kind of the whole show.
So what are the details? How can we take part, or if anyone comes to, is it here in LA?
It's at the Chinese Theater.
The Grauman's
Chinese.
Famous.
Actually, yes, that's right. It's been changed.
It's been changed.
It's now the TCL Chinese Theater.
The TCL Chinese Theater. The Grauman's still in there? The word Grauman's anywhere?
Well, it is as far as I'm concerned.
There's a chair for you, Tony, if you want. I know, I do.
I'm actually good.
You're good, you're good. Okay, thank you so much. So if you are here, this is tomorrow?
This is tomorrow starting at 7 o'clock with the Q&A with Tippi.
Oh, wonderful.
And then following that at 7:30 is the screening of The Birds.
Oh my gosh.
And to see it on the big screen in the Chinese theater is
yes, I know, that would be a treat, right, to see it back on the big screen. Now you guys have some questions for Tippi. I will go to you definitely. Yes, Kempton, go ahead. I just want to make sure we have enough time with her. The president's still talking.
Tippi, just want to ask you, what was it like working with Alfred 50 years ago? We saw this new movie, right? Was he really that controlling? What was it like for you?
Well, yes, unfortunately he was, and it was a really sad thing because I really loved working with him. He was
as a director. He was brilliant.
And The Birds was my first film, so he was not only my director, he was my drama coach, and it was absolutely fabulous. But as the time went on, I became the object of his obsession, and I don't know for all of the women out there who have had this problem. It is really
and
awful.
It was a different time then, as you have said in some interviews, and how awful that must have been for you to have gone through that.
Oh, it's terrible. It was awful. I couldn't stand it.
I just couldn't imagine going through that then. If you could do things differently, obviously you would have gone to. I mean, could you have gone to authorities, or could you?
No, there was nobody I could go to. No, this was I was at the end of the, studio system, and
where they basically owned you for several years,
absolutely.
Right?
And apparently that sort of thing was the norm. And I said, you know what, I can't deal with this, and I got out. He said he'd ruin my career, and he did. He kept paying me for my $600 a week.
My gosh!
And it was a difficult time.
So when you watch this movie, though, like, what kinds of memories pop in your head for you? Hopefully, I mean, the scene with you and the birds, and to know that those were real, and the torment that you went through. I mean, it's difficult for me now to go back and watch that, knowing that.
Difficult for you.
I know. You know. So what goes through your mind?
Well, of course, those days are over. But
yes,
it was really difficult to watch the film.
Oh my God!
It was very, very difficult.
I still have nightmares.
Yes.
Okay, I thought it was just me. It came out before I was born, but I still remember watching it and being afraid of birds for a long time after watching that movie.
Stay afraid of birds. Well, I am to this.
So my question, since those birds were real, do you have a fear of birds, or did you have a fear after doing that movie?
No, and it is really interesting. Where we rescue the lions and tigers and keep them in sanctuary at the Shambhala Preserve, we have a huge flock of raven who live at the preserve. They are very smart, big and shiny, and because they are meat eaters, and we serve 400 and 500 pounds of meat every day. And they know exactly what time we start feeding, and they're right there waiting, and they know which of the lions and tigers they can steal from. And
that's so smart.
I love them. I just love them. In fact, I have a.
Can I ask one more question?
Light over my bed, and I watch the ravens flying around.
Oh my gosh!
It's really
the opposite effect
I really
on you.
like
You
them.
love them. Wow. So, Kim, you had one more question. Go ahead.
One more question.
Okay.
Will there be a movie with you and your daughter anytime?
That's a really good question.
Or granddaughter.
Or my granddaughter.
Granddaughter acting as well?
Yes,
Dakota.
she's in the
the
TV series Ben and Kate. She's Kate.
Oh.
She's good. That's a good show too. That's one of my favorites.
Melody's. Oh, that's fantastic.
Yes, Melanie's oldest
So
daughter.
perhaps with your granddaughter.
You never know.
I see kind of a thumbs up here, so I think that would probably happen. That is wonderful.
But we need to talk about the Red Line tours.
Oh.
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah,
you want to talk? What is this, by the way? I just saw that this popped up in front of us here. What is this?
are our tickets that we unveil every year in January. They're commemorative tickets that when you come and do the tour, our Hollywood Behind the Scenes tour, which is a tour on the story of the 100-year history of Hollywood, you get one of these tickets. And one of this series this year is all about the great directors of Hollywood. There's Charlie Chaplin, of course, Alfred Hitchcock.
And I worked with both of them.
You did?
I am the only actress who has worked with both of these brilliant directors.
And you actually worked with Charlie on his last film.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's amazing.
The Countess. And we have Clint Eastwood and then Sofia Coppola. So these span the eras, the four eras of directorship.
Speaking.
And the artist is Andrei Mirapolsky.
It's beautiful.
And he's a California.
Yeah, he was one of the early Absolute Vodka artists. You remember the Absolute Vodka?
Oh, yeah.
He was one of the early ones. He also did a lot of the costumes for Elton John in his early days. If you remember, he did this concert in Central Park where he was dressed with these kind of piano keys and the outfit and everything. He designed that outfit for Elton. He's quite well known, and he did the tickets for us this year. So if you look, they're a little Hollywoody and sparkly.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Speaking of, I'm sorry to just take this back because we don't get Tippi Hedren here in our midst for ever. But you have worked with Alfred Hitchcock, Charlie Chaplin. I mean, Sean Connery, Marlon Brando, Cary Grant.
Rod Taylor.
I mean, these are, movies amazing. What? what are some juicy stories you can like? What are
Yeah, right.
kisser? Who is it? You know, like those kinds of things.
Oh, you don't tell those kinds
You
of
don't.
stories.
You don't kiss and tell.
No.
Oh.
So she doesn't know.
What was what? I mean, what was the highlight of, I guess, working with such greats? Throughout your career?
With Rod Taylor, Rod is not only a fine actor, but he's a fun guy and really fun. So we had a great time. That scene with the birds, that was horrible. But one of the most fun scenes that we did was in the bird shop. Where I go to buy the bird, and he's there, and because it was very flirty and fun and comedic. That was great fun.
Do you give your granddaughter acting tips?
I was just gonna say.
Something.
What do you say?
We never discuss
you don't talk
movies
shop?
or no,
Oh,
never.
oh.
I don't know why.
When people do ask you for some advice, I imagine some people do. Do you give them advice on the business and how to?
I do. In
I mean, you're a role model. I mean, to have stayed so strong and kept to your values throughout that time. How do you? What kinds of advice would you give young actors coming up today?
First bit of advice is be independently wealthy.
Well, with the waiters and waitresses that are out there.
It is one of the most difficult jobs you can ever aspire to becoming as an actor. And you are always looking for a job. You are always criticized. I mean,
you gotta have thick skin.
You've got to have very, very thick skin and determination that is unquittable. But it's very difficult.
Justin, you have the Kempton question. Go ahead.
I was going to say, being scared of birds is one thing, but handling big cats is completely different. I wonder what your first experience when you first got involved with the big cats. What was that like for you? At first, getting over the nerves with it and sort of getting in there with them.
Well, fortunately, we went into this very gradually, and we were going to do a film about the animals in the wild, and we chose the great cat to do the film as our actors. And we were going to have Hollywood acting animals, have 9 months shoot over and out. Because of the fact that we had so many cats working together, sometimes 10 together, sometimes 13, 20, whatever.
Oh my gosh.
The trainers came back to us just laughing at us, saying, this can't be done, this movie can't be done. And we said, and why not? And they said, because of the numbers of animals you have working together. I said, well, that's the way they do it in Africa. Smart. And they said, no, it isn't that. It's the instinctive dictate to fight a cat if they don't know. And every one of them said, I don't want my cat hurt. I don't want to be hurt. Get your own animals, introduce them carefully. And so that's what happened. The first one was a rescue, little tiny, a little cub. And of course, and this was in my home in Sherman Oaks, and of course, as he grew, they're a one-man demolition crew.
Yeah.
Within a year, that house was, I don't know how many bedspreads they went through. The drapes came out of the hooks. They'd walk by the sofa and take a chunk out of it. And with us, they were very tough, even as they are not pets. And that's what we later, after the film was over, became sanctuary. And I became very, very concerned because all of us were hurt during the filming of our movie Roar.
Oh my
And I thought, why is our government allowing this insanity? Lions and tigers being born to be sold as a pet or for financial gain. And I was successful in getting a bill passed, a federal bill, in 2003. And I'm now working on that to stop the interstate traffic. The Captive Wildlife Safety Act. The second bill that I'm working on now is Big Cats Public Safety Protection Act. And it's in the House. It's House number 4122. And we have a Senate number as well. And hopefully it will be going into being voted on.
Well, we thank you for the work that you are doing in protecting us, the animals, and the Shambara Project. encourage you to look it up. You guys, I think you have a website.
Shambhala.org.
Shambhala.org. Shambhala. I'm so sorry.
SHAMBALA.org. O-R-G.
Shambhala.org.
Redline tours for the tours and
don't forget Redline
Chinese theater
Tours.
for the ticket.
And
tomorrow night for the screening of the birds.
The birds here at
Sell it out.
TCL Chinese Theater. Hey, will you take a photo with us before you go? Tippi? Here is our camera right up here. Come here, Tony. Come here. Okay. And so they're going to take a photo. Ready? Yay!
How do you know it's done?
Thanks a lot for joining
I'm
us.
just curious.
Yeah, where's my sound effects? Usually they have some sound effects, but they are. I have confidence.
Kim's got a really fast clicky finger. So.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out with Tippi and Tony.
Thank you.
Thank you, and have
This
fun.
is cool.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
It was
Yeah.
a pleasure to have you in our hangout. Thank you. I look forward to that movie with you and your family. Maybe even